to one of the most crucial parts of keeping our children safe in ministry: the pre-service screening, training, and approval procedures. In other words, what happens before volunteers and staff ever step into a childcare room or youth gathering. When it comes to caring for our kids, safety isn't an add-on, it's the foundation. And to build a strong foundation, we need to make sure that the people entrusted with our children are carefully screened, well-trained, and fully prepared. Screening isn't about creating barriers of suspicion, it's about protection and trust. According to the National Library of Medicine, approximately 1 in 4 children have experienced some form of abuse or neglect in their lifetime. While that's a staggering statistic, the good news is, through vigilant screening and training, organizations like churches can reduce risks of harm and create safer, more nurturing environments. We want to protect the innocence, dignity, and well-being of every child entrusted to us. Screening is our first line of defense. It helps us identify individuals who are best suited to serve in our ministries, detect potential red flags before a child is ever at risk, establish a culture of accountability and responsibility, give families peace of mind that their child's safety is our top priority. At Bethany Church, we take this seriously, and we have developed a thorough and thoughtful screening process for all staff and volunteers who serve in family ministries. So what does this screening process look like in practice? First, we expect a commitment to our community. Volunteers should be regular attenders, or if younger, children of regular attenders for at least 3 months. This ensures volunteers understand and align with our values and culture, and that their enthusiasm for service is steady and genuine. Next, there are age guidelines. Volunteers should at least be in 6th grade to serve independently, though younger children may assist as helpers under supervision, working with children at least 1 year younger than themselves. For youth volunteers, we require they be at least 5 years older than the kids they assist. This helps maintain appropriate relational boundaries and supports maturity. Then we require a volunteer application. This is more than just paperwork. It's a way to really get to know the person who wants to serve. It includes information about their background, previous volunteering, and willingness to comply with child protection policies. Reference checks are also a critical step. We require at least one satisfactory reference before service begins. We conduct criminal background checks. This is a non-negotiable. Every family ministries volunteer and church staff member undergoes a background check, and it's repeated every 5 years for ongoing service. These checks help ensure that no one with a history that could endanger children slips through the cracks. All this information and records from the screening process are stored securely, respecting privacy, but ready for review if ever needed. Screening alone isn't enough. Even the best-intentioned person needs proper knowledge, skills, and support to serve well and safely. That's where training comes in. At Bethany Church, every volunteer and staff member engaging with children completes mandatory childcare training before serving. Why is this so important? Training helps you to recognize warning signs of abuse and neglect, understand your legal and moral reporting obligations, navigate difficult family situations gracefully and effectively, implement best practices for supervision, discipline, and communication. It's also an opportunity to build community with other volunteers, share wisdom, and align expectations. Existing volunteers benefit from ongoing training updates, so we're all kept current on policies and procedures. And even staff who don't work directly with kids receive training on child protection. Child safety is everybody's responsibility. After screening and training, there's one more piece: approval and ongoing accountability. A family ministry director or pastor is responsible for approving volunteers to serve. This isn't just a formality, it's a commitment to ensuring everyone who steps in has the right preparation and background. Bethany Church reserves the right to reject or dismiss volunteers for any reason, including refusing training or screening, providing inaccurate information, or behavior that compromises child safety. This accountability protects our children and supports a culture of integrity. Any knowledge or suspicions of misconduct must be reported to ministry leaders immediately. This policy is vital so that concerns can be addressed promptly and according to law. Here are a few actionable tips for volunteers and new applicants to keep in mind. Be honest. Transparency throughout the application and screening process is key, not just about perfection, but about building trust. Make time for training. Complete all scheduled training sessions. They're designed to prepare you and protect children. Ask questions. If anything about the policies or procedures is unclear, reach out. Comprehension is vital. Stay connected. Communicate regularly with ministry directors and fellow volunteers. A team approach strengthens safety. Model the values. Remember, your example matters. Your conduct sets the tone for children and families alike. Research from child safety organizations consistently shows that churches and organizations with strong screening and training policies significantly reduce incidents of abuse. Creating a preventative culture sends a clear message. We care deeply about safety and will not tolerate neglect or harm. At Bethany Church, our vision is to provide a sanctuary where children are nurtured spiritually, emotionally, and physically. That vision begins before the first class or event. Every screening step, every training session is an act of love and stewardship. It's about protecting the most vulnerable, honoring families' trust, and building a strong foundation for ministry that lasts generations. You are essential to this mission. Whether you are considering volunteering or already serving, know that your role is valued and critical to our collective goal of safety and excellence. In our next module, we'll begin to look at the process of caring for our church's children while they're in our care.